Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Versatility Podcast. Welcome back, y'all. We got another sports talk episode again. We got football. We're already mid-season. Literally, it is week 10 in the NFL world. College football, week 11 just happened yesterday. College basketball is back. And, other things going around the world. But for today, let's just get straight to it. Well, we're going to start things off with basketball, obviously, since baseball season is over. We're now going to be starting off probably with NBA related news. So that's just where we're going to start. So let's get straight to the NBA current standings. After 2 weeks of the NBA season, let's just see how every team is doing at the moment. So take a look at the Eastern Conference. You see the number one team right now in the Eastern Conference? It's not the Boston Celtics. It is the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are 11-0. They're 6-0 at home, 5-0 on the road. They've won 3 divisional games already. And yeah, they've looked incredible. They're averaging around 122.7 points per game. They're putting the ball in the basket. And defensively, not looking too bad either. Only allowing 110.2 points per game, points per game. So this Cavaliers team is looking phenomenal right now. No one can stop them. Yesterday they were down to the Nets, and then they were down to them in the third quarter, around 12-10 points, and then they came back in the fourth quarter and they took the dub, as you know. I mean, 11-0. There's very few teams that start 10-0 in the NBA. I mean, the Warriors in 2017, 2018 were one of the last teams I remember going on a 10 or 11 game winning streak to start the year. If not, maybe if there was another team earlier or before then. I don't remember many teams getting really this hot to start the year. I mean, 11 straight wins to start the year is impressive, especially as the Boston Celtics are number 2 right now. They're 8-2, not looking bad as well. I mean, the Celtics are the Celtics, unfortunately. But then the separation from 3 to 15 is insane because the Knicks are the number 3 team, but they're 4-4. It's the Cavaliers and the Celtics, and then everybody else is just fighting because from the Knicks all the way to the Sixers, who are all the way in last place in the Eastern Conference, it's really just a mixed bag here. So, I mean, as you can see, the Knicks are 4-4, Hornets are 4-5, as well as the Pacers, and then we got the Pistons, the Bulls, the Magic, and the Nets all at 4-6. My Miami Heat is at 3-5, not looking phenomenal. We're on a 3-game losing streak, but I mean, it's the beginning of the season. Not going to stress too much about it, but I don't really have many expectations this year. We're probably going to make the play-in tournament, hopefully make a playoff spot, and maybe we could do something in the playoffs. But I don't got any much hopes that we're going to be a top six team in the East because we just don't have it all. And then the Hawks are 11th right now at 4-7. The Wizards at 2-5. The Bucks, oh man, the Bucks, they're 2-7. They're just not good. They're just not great. Dame and Giannis are a good duo together, but they cannot. They just suck defensively. They just cannot put it together defensively. I mean, they're allowing how many points? 116. I mean, I'm kind of surprised. 116 points allowed. Per game, excuse me. Now, obviously, they've allowed more than 116 points, but on average, they're allowing 116 points per game. So it's not looking great for Milwaukee defensively. And also, Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham as their, assistant and head coach, that's a recipe for disaster. Doc Rivers sucks as a coach. Never had much faith in him, even when he was in Philly. Never liked him when he was in Philly for the head coach when he was with the Sixers. And what do you know? He still sucks. He still sucks. And Darvin Ham, salute. Go hard on them dudes. As that would be his best advice for the Milwaukee Bucks during this long season that they got ahead of them. And the Giants score a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. Even though I'm talking about basketball, I'm watching the morning game that we'll get to talk about in a little bit. But Tyron Tracy got a touchdown. There we go. I got some fantasy points there. Boom. And I just got the notification. 32 yards. Guys, nice. Anywho, the Bucks suck right now, but we'll see what happens. The Raptors are 2-8, and the Sixers are 1-7. The Sixers are 1-7. They're the worst team in the Eastern Conference at the moment. No Joel Embiid. Paul George has already played 2 games, but hasn't looked amazing. Tyrese Maxey has been carrying this team, but carrying to what? We still suck, even with Tyrese Maxey being able to just carry most of this offense. He can't score 150 points every single game. And even then, we might still fucking lose a game because defensively, we also are not great. We haven't won a home game yet. We're 0-3 at home, and we've only had that one win. I don't even remember. Who was that only win that we got so far for the Sixers? I believe it was against the Pacers in Indiana, 118-114. Other than that, we've sucked. We just ended a 3-game road trip in California / Arizona. We lost to the Suns, we lost to the Clippers, and we lost to the Lakers. So then they play again today against the Hornets. We'll see what happens, but this Sixers, you know what? I might just have to, again, guys, I'm slowly revoking my status as a Sixers fan. So at this point, I'm just gonna, I'll just do it live right here so I can prove it to y'all. I'm gonna unfollow this team on ESPN. So I just see the Miami Heat. There we go. So the Sixers are officially unfollowed by me. Coming out of ESPN website. Anyways, let's look at the Western Conference. We got the Phoenix Suns, and we got the Oklahoma City Thunder at 8-1. Both teams looking great, phenomenal. The Thunder, as you expect, translating what they've been doing all season long last year. That youth, that talent that they have, that young depth that they have, it's phenomenal to see. This OKC team is going to be dangerous for years to come. Hopefully, in championship or finals contention for the next how many years? 10 years? They're going to be competing out the West, but unfortunately, the West, it is a very difficult conference, so it's going to be tough for OKC, but they're up for the challenge. And the Phoenix Suns, right now, Kevin Durant, unfortunately, he just got hurt yesterday's game. Or was it yet? Not yesterday, excuse me, because they didn't play yesterday. On Friday's game, I believe against the Mavericks, he got hurt on his ankle, so he's going to be out for quite some time. But before the injury, KD has been balling. He's been hooping. He's probably been the MVP of the year so far. And, shout out to, of course, to Devin Booker as well, been playing great. But KD has definitely led this Suns team to an 8-1 record. And, I mean, they haven't lost a home game yet. Same with the Thunder. So both teams looking great. The Golden State Warriors looking pretty good as well. Steph Curry is Steph Curry. What else do I have to say? I don't got to say nothing new there. He's phenomenal. He's amazing. But I'm liking the depth from this Golden State Warriors team. They're pretty deep. They have a good bench as well. They're able to compete as well. They beat the Boston Celtics a couple days ago, and it was definitely convincing win. I know it's early in the year, but the Warriors might be a little bit better than where we were kind of putting them in, especially me, because I thought they were probably going to be a play-in team. It's still very much possible because it's still early in the year, and obviously then you got the teams just behind Golden State with Minnesota, Denver, and Memphis. They're all 6-3, and then Memphis at 6-4, and also the Clippers at 6-4. They're all probably going to surpass Golden State at some point. But looking right now at Golden State, if they can maintain this and they could all stay healthy, they can definitely push for a top 6 seed in the West. But again, it's going to be difficult. My best guess is for a play-in spot because the Warriors, I just don't think have the talent compared to Minnesota, compared to Denver. But right now, Denver hasn't looked phenomenal either. They are currently on a 4-game winning streak, though. They are playing pretty good basketball, but they did start the season a little rocky. The Grizzlies as well, they have depth there, and with Ja Morant being back, and hopefully doesn't do any stupid shit to get suspended, or hopefully stays healthy. This Memphis Grizzlies team is going to be a threat as well. The Clippers, I don't really have much hope for the Clippers. But if James Harden stays healthy, they can maybe push in for a play-on spot. The Lakers right now are in the 8th seed. So they were 3-0 to start the year. and then they've went to a 4-game or a 5-game road stretch, and then they've lost 4 out of the last 5 games in that road stretch. So as you can see, I mean, they're 1-4 on the road, and they haven't lost a game yet at home. So yeah, a lot of D'Angelo Russell. He's not the guy. He should not be their starting point guard for the LA Lakers. I don't know. They're gonna have to give really other people an opportunity there, because D'Lo is just inconsistent, dude. Is he really gonna have to take control of this offense when obviously AD is hooping? AD is balling. LeBron is LeBron. No, nothing else to say about that. But they look a little weird, because their bench is solid, but D'Angelo Russell just not doing much off of it. And then Dalton Knecht. I mean, it's still early in the year, so I'm not gonna really put much on D'Lo. But even D'Lo he's last year he sucked in the playoffs. He just has not had the best. He just hasn't had the best 2-year span in LA so far. So I don't really know what's going to be much different this year, but maybe something can click. Then we got the Rockets and the Mavericks at 5-4 as well, and also the Kings as well thrown in there at 5-4. They're all looking pretty solid right now. Again, 5-4. They're a little mediocre, but they're all right. The Spurs at 4-6. I mean, Wembanyama's gonna do Wembanyama activities. He's an alien. He's not from this earth, but he's just not enough to get this team to a lot of quality wins. But he could definitely push them to be better. And then the bottom 3 teams, the Blazers, the Pelicans, the Jazz, they're just not great. The Blazers and the Jazz, they're going to be the 2 worst teams coming out the West, I still believe. The Pelicans with no Zion and CJ McCollum not playing great as well. I don't know what's going on with the Pelicans. They've lost 4 straight games. They're 3-7. Zion's going to be out for quite some time, unfortunately. And that's kind of like what we're looking at right now in the NBA. Already 2 weeks have passed. My goodness. So let's look at the games from yesterday, just to guys show you guys the final score. So I mean, the Jazz took the W. The Bulls won yesterday. The Cavaliers, they won their 11th straight game, and then the Clippers won a close one against the Raptors. Now today's games, we got the Heat and the Wolves in Minnesota today at 7. We got the Raptors versus Lakers in LA tonight. Also, shout out to Bronny James. Yesterday, he made his G League debut against the Salt Lake City, the Utah Jazz G League team. I forgot what their team name is called, but it's Salt Lake City something. He played for the South Bay Lakers, which is pretty much the practice facility where the Lakers, practice and shit before games. They played there. He was wait. Can I pull up the stats here? It has to be somewhere here. G League. Where's the G League? There it is. Just to guys kind of show you guys how it went, because I don't know exactly what he put up, but the last time I checked, he put up like 5 points in this game. So as you can see here, South Bay Lakers, they beat the Salt Lake City team. Let me just look at the box score. Let's see what Bronny James had for the whole year. Wait, is that Isaiah Wong? Isaiah Wong, who was with he's with Salt Lake City Stars. That's what their team is called. Isaiah Wong. I think that's the same one. Okay. So Bronny James, as you can see, he played 31 minutes. He went 2 for 9 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3. Yikes. But he ultimately had 6 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. So I mean, not the most impressive game, but obviously he made his debut in the G League. Obviously got the minutes that he got. He had the second most minutes out of any player on the team besides Oliveri, but he had 28 points, so he had to keep on putting out for 3. Damn, he attempted 15 threes and hit 7 of them. Shit, damn, 15 threes is insane, but I mean, he did end up with 28 points. And then shout out to Lewis. He also had 27 as well. So, yeah, of course, this is just development. Development for Bronny James. He's going to be in the G League for most of the season. Again, I never really watched the G League, but, I mean, I kind of have a reason to watch the G League now. That Bronny James is going to be, playing there consistently. He's obviously not going to be playing with the Lakers as much. he has to earn his way back because of eventually, that's how it goes. You got your moment with your father playing on the same team. You got a couple of minutes on the bench, and you've had a couple good starter minutes, but that was pretty much in garbage time. So now it's time for him to focus on his game and improve, and then eventually he can go all the way back to the Lakers organization, and maybe he could be the starting fucking point guard or shooting guard, wherever he can really alternate best. But when is the next game? I'm trying to find when's the next game for the Lakers. I could just hold on. I could just go back to the team. There we go. Let me look at the South Bay Lakers. Okay. South Bay Lakers. Can I not check their schedule? Like, I'm trying to find their. All right. Okay. Tuesday. They don't play on Tuesday. Do they play Wednesday? They don't play Wednesday. How about Thursday? They don't play Thursday. Damn. Friday? Yes, on Friday they play against the Warriors, the Santa Cruz Warriors. So they're going to be so it's Lakers versus Warriors, the G League team. So that's going to be on Friday night at what time? 10 p.m. 10 p.m. So that will be Bronny James's next game. That will be the next game. I'll be catching up with the G League, even though I've never really I don't even know all these teams. I mean, how many teams? I don't even know how many teams are in the G League. Is there 30 teams for every single team? And that's a touchdown for the Carolina Panthers, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. But that is enough basketball. I kind of talked about a little bit more than I thought I would. But let's go to MLS. Let's go to the MLS Cup playoffs just to kind of recap it real quick. We're going to just look at the bracket here. So you can see my bracket here, right? There we go. Well, you see this? Round 1 is officially wrapped up in the books. The first round of the 2024 MLS Cup playoffs has been decided. So now we got our 2 semifinal teams coming out the West, or the 2 semifinal matches, coming out the West and coming out the East. So we have 8 teams remaining. So coming out the West, we got the LAFC defeating Vancouver. And then we got Seattle that moved on from game 2, won both games in penalties. So it's going to be LAFC versus Seattle in one of the semifinal matches. Then we got Minnesota moving on. They beat Real Salt Lake in 2 games. And then LA Galaxy, they dominated Colorado. So again, LA Galaxy versus Minnesota will be the second semifinal match. Now we got the New York Red Bulls and the New York or NYCFC. Both New York teams will be going up against each other in the semifinals. And so that's going to be interesting. New York versus New York. And then we got Orlando winning the series against the Charlotte FC. They won yesterday 4-1 in penalties. And then let's talk about it, because unfortunately this had to happen. But you see this Atlanta United team? Yep, they were a wild card team. They were one loss away from not even making it to the playoffs. They won 5-4 in penalties against Montreal. And then obviously they got the challenge, the absolute challenge to play against Inter Miami in the first round of the playoffs. And they lost the first game. But no worries. They won the second game when they went back to Atlanta. So now game 3 was yesterday night in Miami again. And what do you know? The Inter Miami, they absolutely choked and sold the opportunity to win this series. And, well, they lost in the first round. Inter Miami, they lost in the first round. I don't know if you guys remember, but what did I say last week? What did I say last week about Inter Miami and about Messi if they were to lose this series in the first round? Because just to put it in perspective, they were the number 1 team in the entire country, in the all of MLS. Let me just show you guys the standings real quick here. They were the number 1 team. Yes, 74 points, 34 games played. They've won 22 games. They've lost 4, and they've tied 8 times. They've allowed 49 goals, but they've put up 79. So good ratio. They were the best team in the 74 points. Every other team got less than that. LAFC and LA Galaxy, the two best teams out the West, they had 64 points both each. So by far, Inter Miami were the best team in the regular season. No, there was no what if, ands, or buts. And now we look at Atlanta, who again, they had to win a game just to even make it to the first round of the playoffs. They had to win the never mind. Okay. Touchdown Panthers again because they didn't count the other touchdown. So now it's touchdown Panthers again. Breaking news. The glass is going to break. Anywho. So yeah, Atlanta, they win against Inter Miami 3-2 in game 3. And I mean, to say this was an utter and absolute disaster is an understatement. What the fuck happened, Miami? What the fuck happened? You allowed how many goals? 6 goals in 3 games. They put up 5 goals, but Atlanta put up 6. Yep. I mean, game 2, y'all let Atlanta get a game winning goal. Like they got a goal late in stoppage time. They got a goal late in stoppage time, and then eventually Atlanta took the win there, and they were about to go to penalties. And if it wasn't for penalties and we didn't get them, maybe we would have seen a different outcome. But of course, Atlanta, they upset Miami and they take down the best team in the whole country. And the funny thing is that I picked every other team correctly. I had LAFC. I had both LA teams move on. I had Seattle move on. I had Minnesota moving on. I think I had both New York teams moving on. I had my doubts. I think Columbus maybe would have beaten them, but ultimately I think I still had both New York teams moving on. I had Orlando beating Charlotte, but then the one team that I had winning it all, they lose in the first round. Messi, you're not the GOAT anymore. You're not the GOAT anymore. Like ever. I still think you're better than Ronaldo.
No.
I think you're still better than Ronaldo, but I don't think you're the greatest soccer player of all time. I think I've changed my mind on that. Because you just love to break my fucking heart. What did you do last summer? Really killed me. It really killed me. I had a huge headache. I recorded that episode literally hours after the game, and I felt like shit. I don't even want to watch that episode again. I was on the verge of tears. Did I have to be? No, absolutely not. That's why I literally have that Columbia jersey. I actually still have it, but it's in a trash bag. It's been there since July, since that game ended in July. I have to throw that shit away because it's fucking November and it's still there. But anywho, that's another story. So that's awesome that you like to continuously to disappoint me and infuriate me because you had to beat Colombia and you own us. Unfortunately, I have to say that we are your fucking son. But then you come here to Miami, you come to my city, and I'm like, okay, I'll give you the benefit. You come here to win for us. Great. If you can't beat them, join them. Join them. And now you can't even win a series against a team that was the 9th team in the Eastern Conference. It took them to barely make the playoffs. It took you guys all of this hard work just to lose in the first round. And this team is not just solely carried by Messi like last year. Last year, with no Messi, you guys are poverty, dog shit. At least this year there was structure because Messi did miss some time this regular season. He got hurt, obviously, after the Copa America final, so he didn't play most of that month of August, and he came back in September at some point. So yeah, he did miss a month, and Miami were still looking good. So what happened? So what happened? What happened to the goalie that was, he looked unstoppable? Suarez biting motherfuckers still. I guess he's not being as aggressive enough. Jordi Alba's complaining about that. I just saw a notification today of him complaining. Something about Jordi Alba saying some shit like, I think the playoff format is unfair or something. Bitching and complaining that he lost yesterday. Yeah, let me see. Let me just read it exactly here. Jordi Alba declared the Major League Soccer postseason format unfair after Inter Miami tumbled out of the opening round Saturday night following a shocking 3-2 defeat in the hands of Atlanta United. So, just to put this in perspective, Inter Miami broke the record for the most points in a singular regular season. I didn't even know this. They put up 74 points, like I mentioned, and they clinched the Supporter Shield, which is like for the best team in the nation, or for the best team in all of MLS. However, goals from Matias Rojas and Lionel Messi weren't enough to keep the Herons alive in the third game of their Eastern Conference series. Silitsi, I think that's how you say his name, from Atlanta. He's put up the 74th minute header to eliminate Miami and put Atlanta among the 8 final teams remaining for the MLS Cup of Glory. But then here comes Jordi Alba after the post game and says it was a good season, but what we wanted was to win this more. Obviously, duh, no shit. Then he said, according to ESPN's Lizzie Beccinero, she claiming to her, he said this format seems a little unfair to me. It is clear that it has been done this way for many years, but if you ask me, and if it were up to me, I would have had to be the champion of one conference against the champion of the other to make it as fair as possible. That's just how it is. He continued by saying, I repeat, congratulations to the rival team. I think they competed very well against us. They knew their weapons. The goalkeeper was spectacular and good. I think that's what clearly made the difference. So, okay, you acknowledge that they were the better team. Obviously, what are you going to do? Say that they weren't the better team? Clearly they beat you guys. This is probably the biggest upset in all of MLS Cup playoffs, probably. I mean, again, I don't really know much about MLS history overall, but I mean, if you're telling me a team that is the 9th seed beating the number 1 seed is not an upset or one of the biggest shockers in soccer, then you've got me fucked up. But he congratulated Atlanta, sportsmanship, whatever. But then he has to justify that he has to kind of make himself feel better by saying, I think it's unfair how the format is. Motherfucker, you have a week off. You have an entire week to play. You had an entire week off to get ready for Atlanta, because obviously Atlanta, they're not making excuses. They had to play an extra game before just so they can make the playoffs. And then they had to start off playing at your house. And they lost that first game. So all they needed to do, they just needed to lose one more game and they were out this bitch. That was it. But then they won in Atlanta in game 2. That was a week after. And then a week later, yesterday's game, you lost at home. And you're telling me you're gonna complain about the postseason format? You have a whole week. You're not playing 2 games in 3 days. You're not playing 2 games in 4 or 5 days. You have one whole week to prepare. It's like football. It's like the NFL. You have a whole week to prepare for a game. Preparation has nothing to do with this. You have all the practices you can do, the scrimmages, all the other shit that you do throughout the week, travel, all of that. You have time for that. And Atlanta wasn't making excuses, and they had to play an extra game just to get to the playoffs. But Miami, you guys are a bunch of fucking frauds. Messi, you are not the greatest soccer player of all time. I still think you're better than Ronaldo, because I'm not going to go too far. But you disappointed me again. You had to continuously own my country, Colombia, and then you have to come to Miami and not get the job done. You couldn't even make the quarterfinals. You couldn't even make the final 8 teams. There are 8 teams left for the playoffs, and Inter Miami is not one of them. How does that happen? Oh, right. You can't put that on them because they wanted it more. Oh, clearly they wanted it more. Now a 9th seed Atlanta has a better chance of winning than Inter Miami because you guys are out. You guys are out. Ah, man. You know what's crazy? Even like a week ago, when I went to get the Braves hat, Gabriel, I was thinking, you know what? Should I get like an Inter Miami shirt for the playoffs? Because I saw one like in Macy's. I'm talking to my brother and I'm talking to y'all. But I went to the mall to get a Braves hat for my brother, and then because he plays in AU, I I I went to the mall. Obviously, they get the hat, but I also saw I was in the sports part, so I went to see like all the Inter Miami shit, all the Miami Heat stuff, the Dolphin stuff, and I was thinking, should I get this? Like, it was like a black Inter Miami one, and it had Messi 10 in the back, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll get it. I didn't ultimately end up getting it because I just wanted to get the hat, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna spend much money on that. I just want to get one thing and one thing only. I'm not gonna just be spending my money just for whatever bullshit. Well, I'm glad I didn't make that fucking purchase because if I would have bought it, it would have went to that goddamn garbage can or trash bag that I have right there under my bike. It could be best friends with my old blue Columbia jersey. It would have been best friends right there. Perfect, right there. So thankfully I didn't waste money on that. And yeah, Inter Miami, you guys are a bunch of frauds. Messi, I thought you were gonna win something for us. I mean, you did last year. To be fair, you did win us that. What was it called? I forgot what the cup. It was what the Leagues Cup. Who the hell cares? The Leagues Cup? I barely remember that shit even exists. You couldn't even win the MLS Cup, but you can win the World Cup. You could win the Copa America. You can win everything else. You can win everything, but you can't win in a league that, let's be fair, is not as good compared to any other league in Europe. I'm not saying the MLS is easy and it's nothing. I'm not saying there aren't good players. But Messi, you are the best of the best, and you've beat the best and the best in Europe. And if you can make it in Europe, you can make it anywhere, including America. But apparently that's not the fucking case. All right, I'm done with my rant. Anywho, let's move on. Because I don't even watch soccer. And this is why. Messi continues to piss me off. He continues to piss me off. But anywho, let's get into sports that actually are superior than soccer, in my opinion. And I don't care. Go after me for it. Wait, let's go back to basketball, but let's go back to college basketball for that matter. There it is. So already a week has passed since college basketball. I've only seen a couple games. Obviously, it's the first week of the season, and there's a bunch of games going on, so it's hard to catch up. But let's kind of look at the games from this past week. So we had Duke winning their first game on last Monday, against Maine. Cooper Flag. He had like 15 points, I believe. Well, let me look at the box score real quick here in this game. Cooper Flag he played 30 minutes. He was 0 for 4 from 3, but he ultimately had 18 points, 0 blocks, 3 steals, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. So he had a pretty good game for his first game in Duke. Then we had Kansas beating Howard, Alabama smoking Asheville, Houston getting the win, Iowa State, Gonzaga beating Baylor by a fucking ton. My goodness, 101-63. Arizona, North Carolina, Tennessee, UCF. They all come down with the victory. Purdue, Marquette, Ohio State with an upset over Texas, Cincinnati, Florida, UCLA, Kentucky, and Ole Miss. They all get the win on Monday. Tuesday, there weren't that many games, or at least like ranked games. FIU, they lost to Rice. North Texas, they won. Kansas State won. BYU. Sacramento King, goddamn, 166-44. My goodness. UConn, they win their first game, their opening game after coming back from a back-to-back championship season for the UConn Huskies. Auburn gets the win. Creighton, Arkansas, Indiana, Rutgers, they all get the win on Wednesday. Thursday, it was only one game in the ranked top 25, so Florida, they got the win there. Friday, Duke got the win again, 158. Arkansas. No, I'm going to be busy watching football. I'll be busy watching football.
Okay.
So look,
You order food for you guys?
yeah, I'll order food.
For you too? What do
Yeah,
you
for the
gonna
both of us. I don't know.
Make sure he eats.
We'll figure it out. No, he's gonna starve. He's gonna starve, guys. He's gonna starve. He's gonna starve. He's gonna starve.
Hey guys,
He's gonna starve. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. Where was I? Okay, yeah, Duke. They beat Army in their second game. Cooper Flag got a double-double, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks. Damn it, I fell asleep watching this game, but North Carolina, Texas, or no, excuse me, North Carolina, Kansas, 92-89.
Watching football?
Yeah, I'm watching football, yeah. It's a commercial break now.
Anda, qué lindo están ahora en el. Pero el televisor, déjame entrar a tu cuarto, niño. Ándale.
Sorry, guys, hold on. ¿Qué vas? No, ven.
No, yo voy a bañarme.
Ah, sí.
Están ahí.
Está en la tableta y está.
Bueno, dice que yo me voy a bañar.
Ok, entonces, ve. So everybody decided to enter my room at the wrong time, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Die with a smile. Anyways, Alabama wins. Texas A&M, Purdue, Marquette, Texas, Cincinnati, New Mexico. Oh, damn, New Mexico, they got the win over UCLA. And then Ole Miss, they went out. They barely get the win against Grambling State. Saturday, UConn played yesterday. I didn't even know. UConn, they won their second game, beating New Hampshire. Auburn gets the win over Houston. Is that an upset? Technically, I guess. Yeah, 11-4, whatever. Baylor comes back. They win against Arkansas after getting destroyed by Gonzaga in the first game. Arizona dominates against Old Dominion. Tennessee defeats Louisville. Kentucky defeats Bucknell. And then today's games, we got Indiana versus Eastern Illinois. We got Gonzaga over Arizona State. And then we got FDU versus Creighton. That's nice and all, but let's talk about the U. The basketball team, not the football team. I'll get to talk about the football team in a minute because we have to, because yesterday something really bad happened. But anywho, they're not ranked. Where's the U? Wait, hold on. Let me just go to my favorites here. Favorites. Where the hell? There we go. Somewhere here. Anywho, Miami, so they won their first game. They won their first game against FDU, 113-72. That was on Monday night. So they've had a whole week pretty much of rest. And they play again today against Binghamton Bearcats. We're going to dominate. As we're projected to win 98.9% chance. Wow, the tickets are $2 on Vivid Seats. Wow, $2. I mean, it's early in the year. Not many people are attending this fucking game. Like, it's Bingham Bearcats. Like, who the hell is gonna go to this game besides like UM alumni students? Like, nobody is showing their ass to a U Miami game at 2 p.m. when there's fucking football going on and other shit. So, absolutely not. But go Miami. It's the second game of the season. It's at 2 p.m. I probably won't watch this game because I'm obviously going to be watching NFL, but just to kind of show you guys where we're at right now. Let me look at the next 5 games for them. So it's Brigham, it's Copping State, Drake. Interesting. Charleston, South Arkansas. So those are going to be our next 5 games for Miami, and then eventually we still don't get to SEC play until Clemson, December 7th. But then we have other games here that are non-SEC or ACC, excuse me. Tennessee, Presbyterian, Mount St. Mary's, and then again we get to ACC play fully pretty much by next year, literally January 1st. So January, February, and March, that's when we get to play all ACC play. Yeah, so these first two months we only get to play Clemson. That's going to be our only ACC game for the first 2 months of the season. But then once we get to next year, January, February, and then March, full of ACC play. The Duke games is a must-watch TV, in my opinion. We got Duke at Duke January 14th, and then they come to Miami February 25th. Honestly, and they're both going to be on ESPN. You see, ESPN knows it's prime time to watch. Yes, U Miami is not as good as the football team, and they had a pretty bad ending to the year last year, but it's a new season. So let's see how that goes. We can go straight to college football for that matter, since we already talked about college basketball. Let's get to college football, guys. Let's get to college motherfucking football. And then afterwards it's just NFL. So that's pretty much it. We just got football to talk about here. So college football, week 11. Week 11. Let's recap this shit real quick. Okay, so we got the Tuesday games here. Nobody watched these shits. Bowling Green, Miami, Ohio. Good for y'all. Got the win. Ohio beat Kent State. Kent State is 0-9. Oh boy. Is this the worst team in all of college football here? Maybe. I don't know. Northern Illinois versus Western Michigan, 42-28 wins by Northern Illinois. Coastal Carolina gets the win over Appalachian State, and then East Carolina belt to ass against Florida Atlantic, 49-19. California beats Wake Forest. UCLA beats Iowa. Memphis beats Rice. New Mexico beats San Diego State. Now let's talk about the Saturday games from yesterday, and we got to talk about the Miami game yesterday. Miami, they were undefeated entering yesterday's game at noon, and by 4 p.m., they were undefeated no more. Georgia Tech, they get the win against Miami, 28-23. And I'm not going to sit here and say that this absolutely pissed the fuck out of me, because honestly, it did not. It did not. Obviously, did I like that we lost? Absolutely not. But it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen that Miami were going to lose their first game. I didn't say anything on the podcast. This was just kind of something I had in my mind because I didn't want to jinx them. But I guess ultimately we got our first loss. We got our first loss of the season. And again, our undefeated record is gone. But Cam Ward had a decent game. 25 for 39, 348 yards, 3 touchdowns, but wasn't the superhero that we expected him to probably, play again this week once again. Like, we already had too many scares this season. That game against California, when we were down by 25 points, and the game ended at 2 a.m, and I didn't stay up to watch the comeback, but still, I thought we would. I thought we had that game. I thought we would have for sure lost that game. Obviously, Cam Ward, took them back, and we were down by 25, and we came back and won by 1 point. So that was great. Duke last week, they were up late in the third quarter, and then eventually we took the win there. So we've already been in this situation multiple times where we're down by multiple double-digit lead, and we come back and win.
Ya yo vengo.
And this, yeah, you come back? Okay.
O sea, yo voy a ir un momentico a llevar a Oscarito y ahora a buscar su carro y regreso. Y después nosotros vamos a salir a almorzar. Regreso y después en la nochecita voy a salir con Zoila y con Dayan a comer. Así que
Something I would never do on Sundays.
you in charge of your brother today the whole day.
I know.
He needs to be showered before 8 o'clock.
No. Nah.
That's it. And feed him. Make sure you're feeding him food.
No. I'm not doing that. That's too much work for me, Mom. Way too much work for me. Are you serious? Like, this is... What does she expect me to do? This is too much. Too much. Anyways. So, we didn't get carried out by our offense today. Our defense, that fucking sucks. They didn't play too bad. They didn't play terrible. 28 points. I'll give it to you. The defense didn't play terrible. We did have a player that got injected for targeting in that third quarter. That was terrible. That was idiotic. I don't know why the fuck he did that. But other than that, the defense wasn't terrible. So I won't shit on the Miami defense for today's game. But the offense didn't play as great. That first half, the second quarter was really rough. And I mean, the first pass of the game for Miami, it was a 75-yard play. So we got an early touchdown on our first drive, and then we struggled up until late in the third quarter where we got a touchdown. We went for 2 and we didn't convert it. And then we scored another touchdown in the fourth quarter. We also couldn't convert the 2-point conversion. So it would have been a different story. Again, 2-point conversions. If those were into extra point attempts, we would have had a 3-point deficit, and we would have had a chance to tie the game with a field goal if Cam Ward were able to get us downfield. Now, unfortunately, on our last possession in the fourth quarter, Cam fumbled the football. That was a turnover, and then eventually Georgia Tech got the they just need they took a knee for the rest of the game, and obviously that sealed the deal for Georgia Tech to win the game. So yeah, Cam Ward wasn't Superman today. He didn't play terrible, but he did struggle that second and that third quarter. He just did not play great. A bunch of punts that we had turnover. I mean, our offense looked it looked rough. It looked rough for majority of the game. Yes, we started off hot with that 70-yard touchdown to start the game. It was to tie the game because Georgia Tech started off with the ball 7-0, and then we tied the game with that possession. And then after that, it was just a couple of touchdowns in that third, fourth quarter, and then we couldn't convert the two-point attempts. It was a struggle, and for us, our identity is the offense. If the offense is not clicking, we were not supposed to win this game if this offense was going to look bad throughout the whole game. And our offense, we put up points. We have one of the most highest efficiency in offensively. We're putting up 40, 41, 56, 62, 50, 38, 39, 52, 36, 53. You put up 23 points, but we're putting up 50, 30, almost. We're putting up more than 30 a game. We're putting up more than 30 points every single game. So the one game that we don't put up 30, we lose. No surprise. And then obviously our defense is not that great. And the defense was actually the best part of the game as well. Yeah, it was a recipe that it was bound to happen. It was not going to end well for Miami. It was not a surprise there. Daniel Jones, oh my God, he got a rushing touchdown. Breaking news, Daniel Jones just scored a touchdown. He took it with his legs. Oh man. Anyways, so yeah, unfortunately, we're undefeated anymore. We're not undefeated anymore. But I still think we're going to make the college football playoffs. I don't think we're going to win the national championship because I am scared of Alabama. I'm scared of Texas, Oregon, Ohio State. Like those teams, they're like, don't get me wrong, Miami's a good team and they could definitely win a playoff spot. They can clinch the playoffs. They could win a postseason game, but once we probably get to the top 4 teams remaining, whether it's an Ohio State or whether it's a Texas or an Alabama or a Georgia. And yes, Georgia and Alabama don't look as powerful as they have in the past because they both have 2 losses. I mean, fucking Georgia lost yesterday to goddamn Ole Miss. But even then, that defense is too good. The SEC is a different ball game, and when Miami's playing against any of those teams, I'm probably gonna predict that we're gonna get our ass whooped. And especially since our defense is not that good, Georgia can easily put a 50 on our defense, even when their offense sucks balls. So, that. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Papi, Enrique, ahora pasas allá al baño a ver tu abuela, por favor.
My God, how many visits is that? Like 5. God damn, man. Anyway, okay. Anyways, so yeah, Miami lost, but our season is still intact. I still think our playoff chances are there. Wait, let me look at the. Hold on. Let me look at the playoff predictor at the moment. Did they update it? They updated it right now, didn't they? Jesus, man, we have one loss can really doing a lot of damage. We were tied with Oregon at a 90% or 95%. Now we're at 60%. That's how close this shit is, man. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas, Penn State, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Boise State, Notre Dame. Bro, Georgia is at 73 and Alabama's at 76, and they have 2 losses. That's how good Alabama and Georgia are. Even with those 2 bummy ass losses that they have, they are still good enough to beat any of these teams that are still hunting for a playoff spot in the bracket. Like BYU is undefeated and they're not in the top 12. Like it's because of the strength of schedule. I mean, Georgia and Alabama, they're 2 powerhouses. So even with those 2 losses, they're not. I'm not convinced that they're sorry that they're fucking trash. Absolutely not. I mean, did they honestly need to lose both of those games? No, but they could still whoop anybody's team. You just never know what to happen. You just never know. Dylan Gabriel, not you. Anywho, Oregon, they're 10-0 undefeated. They're the number 1 team in the nation. They beat Maryland 39-18, and Dylan Gabriel becomes the all-time touchdown leader with a pass to an O-lineman. Interesting. I didn't even see that. He becomes the all-time touchdown leader in Oregon. So that's great for him, continuing his Heisman season. Even though I think it's still probably going to go to Travis Hunter or to Ashton Genty. Cam Ward, with that loss yesterday, I don't think he's the Heisman candidate anymore. Dylan Gabriel's probably moved up to that number 3 spot, but I still think it's Travis Hunter or Ashton Genty for the Heisman. But either or, Oregon, they dominate. Ohio State, they dominate 45-0 against a terrible Purdue team. Georgia, they lose 28-10, 10-28. My birthday, they lost 10-28 to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a good team. They're a good team. It's an SEC team. It's a good team. They fought very well. The defense was great. But what the hell happened with that Georgia offense? Carson Beck, oh God, I thought that man was amazing. What the hell is going on? This man is turning the ball over so many times. Oh, it's beyond me. It is beyond me. The turnovers are such a huge problem in this offense. I don't know where the hell it's going. They had a touchdown in the first quarter, and then that was it. And then they had a field goal in the third quarter, and that's it. That was all they could do. The defense did all what they could do as well. Allowed 28 points. Not amazing, but I mean, the offense, Jesus, like what? And they're like, let me just see how many points have they been putting up? Like, it's gotten worse and worse. Like, they put up 34, 48. They put up 13 points against Kentucky in week 3, and they somehow won by 1. At Alabama, that was a battle. That was an absolute battle back and forth. Remember, they were getting blown out in the first half, but then the second half they woke up a little bit, and then Alabama, obviously, with the last 2 minutes, they were able to win the game and beat Georgia. Auburn, Mississippi State, Texas, they were able to put up 30. Florida, they got 30, but against Ole Miss, against an underrated defense, they couldn't even put up 20, not even 15 points. So, yeah, Georgia's offense is good, but when they play against elite defenses, they're just they can't really do much out of here. So Georgia, I still think definitely in the conversation for the playoffs. I think they might still make it even with 2 losses, but again, that offense needs to make some adjustments, and the quarterback play is just not looking great. Texas, they dominate Florida. Oh God, poor Florida. Imagine having to play Georgia, and then the very next week you had to play against Texas. God, what a brutal schedule Florida has had to endure this year. Quinn Ewers threw for 5 touchdowns. He was phenomenal against Florida. So shout out to Texas. They're 8-1. Penn State, they win big against Washington 35-6. Tennessee beats up on Mississippi State 33-14, one of the underrated teams coming out the SEC. Michigan, they lose to Indiana. Indiana is 10-0. The Hoosiers are 10-0, and they actually beat Michigan. I don't even know when was the last time I've seen Indiana beat Michigan, because usually Michigan is their father. But this time, the son said, not this time, Dad. You're not whooping my ass. And guess what? They actually got the job done. Wow, congratulations to Indiana. And Michigan, you guys are ass. But hey, you won the national championship last year, so you can't complain here. BYU, they escaped an ugly game against Utah, 22-21 with a game-winning field goal. BYU is 9-0. I can't name you one play. Well, the quarterback now, Retzlaff, like that. Yeah, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't know what the Cougars are doing. I don't know much about I don't really know much about this BYU team, but they're undefeated. They're undefeated. they're just finding ways to win. Notre Dame, they destroy Florida State 52-3. Alabama beats up on LSU 42-13. My God. Jalen Milroe, the quarterback, had 4 rushing touchdowns. The quarterback had 4 rushing touchdowns. This man is literally a running back by default. It's insane. He had 4 rushing touchdowns as a goddamn quarterback. What the hell, man? At this point, put him in for a running back. At this point, fuck the run game. They don't need a running back. He is the running back and he is the quarterback at the same time. He literally single-handedly with his legs took down LSU. And I don't know what the hell happened to the defense. I mean, defense absolutely got slaughtered by Jalen Milroe's legs, and then the offense didn't do anything as well. So, yeah, LSU, bad L. Boise State, they continue their dominance. Ashton Jeanty, 34 carries, 209 yards, 3 touchdowns. He is in good position for this Heisman Trophy, man. He is in great position. Heisman, just keep on winning. Just keep on winning. They can probably make it to the college football playoffs. Right now, they're at a good chance. I think right now they're in. If it was to end right now, they would be in. But they got to keep on winning. Got to keep on proving that they can make it. But oh man, Ashton Jeanty, an absolute fucking dog, and he could definitely make his case even bigger every single week passes by. Iowa State, they lose to Kansas 45-36. What the hell happened to Iowa State? They were undefeated. They were 7-0. And now they're 7-2. And did the Giants just commit a turnover? They just committed a turnover.
Yay.
Wow. And they were in the red zone. They were in the red zone.
Yay.
Why did I pick the Giants to win this game? Who is more ass? Bro, an interception. He had the ball in his hands and it went straight to the defender's chest. How does that happen? Because he tipped it. It kind of tipped on his left hand, and then the defender kind of he was tackling him. He was tackling Tracy, but then as he was trying to close in for the tackle, the ball went in his chest, and he was able to secure the ball. Bro, he literally got that's an interception, y'all. That is literally an interception. The ball just happened to get on his chest, and he just secured it as he was making the tackle. I mean, wow, that couldn't be the most luckiest interception. But the Giants are going to giant. The Giants are going to giant. They should change their name because Giants, they don't do shit like that. But anywho. So yeah, Iowa State, they lose to Kansas. Virginia, they get the win over Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh, they were also undefeated. They were looking good. And now they've lost 2 straight games. What is going on? They lost to SMU. Now they lose to Virginia. Pittsburgh, what happened? I thought y'all were in contention for the ACC championship. It's still looking like Miami's going to take it. Or SMU for some reason, because SMU is really good too. Pittsburgh is out of the race at this point. They're done. 2 losses? You're cooked. You're cooked. College football playoffs, you're done. You're done for. Let's talk about Colorado, though. Colorado, they struggled in this first half. Struggled in the first half, but in the second half, oh man, they lit up the score. Shedeur Sanders, 30 for 43, 291 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, looked good. Colorado looked good. Colorado, Travis Hunter. What do I gotta say about Travis Hunter? He's a dog. He's a dog. He's a dog. He had a touchdown in this game, and the offense was clicking in that second half. Again, slow start, but second half they picked it up, and they got a big win against Texas Tech. If Colorado wins out, they win their next 3 games. They have, who do they have left on their schedule? They have Utah, they have Kansas, and they have Oklahoma State. They could also clinch a Big 12 championship appearance, and they would probably play against BYU. And if they could beat BYU, they're in the college football playoffs. Colorado could be in the college football playoffs if they win out and if they beat BYU. I don't think, would they have to be BYU? What if they lose in the Big 12 championship game? Would they still make it? I don't think so. because if they lose to BYU in the Big 12, they're going to just put in a bunch of SEC teams, and Alabama and Georgia, even with 2 losses, they're still probably going to make it over Colorado. So yeah, basically Colorado, you can't lose it. You can't afford losing another game. Like, they can't afford to lose another game. Like, they have to win out. But they're looking good. I mean, way better than they were last year. I mean, I didn't think they were going to be this good this year, just because what last year was an absolute disaster to end the year. But they're looking good now. They're looking good. They just got to keep on going. Just keep on playing better, because they don't want to mess it up at the worst time possible. So good win for Colorado. Let's see what they can do next week against Utah. Speaking of Utah State, they lose to Washington State. Clemson gets the win over Virginia Tech. Mizzou and Army, they get the win as well. Army remains undefeated, 9-0. Army is making a push for the playoffs, but again, they're ranked 25, so it's going to take a lot for them. I don't know if they'll make it, unfortunately, but we'll see. At least they'll be in a bowl game, though. Rutgers, Boston College, West Virginia, Texas Tech, Navy, Liberty, UConn, Marshall, Duke, San Jose, James Madison, UTEP, Tulane, they all get a win. Vanderbilt, they lose to South Carolina. Interesting. Never mind. I think I picked Vanderbilt to win the game, but either or, whatever. Jackson State, Louisiana, Western Kentucky, Arizona State, TCU, UNLV, and Air Force, they all get the win in week 11. And yeah, that's about it. That is about it for college football, ladies. Who the hell was that? Was that somebody outside? I don't know. That was that for college football. Maybe next week I'll go over like the rankings again, and then the stats. But that's that for college football. So now let's officially get into NFL. Wait, how long have I been recording? An hour already. I said already an hour has already passed, and I haven't even gone to NFL shit yet. Damn. I gotta hurry this motherfucker up. But let's go here. Let's recap week 9 real quick, and then I'll do my week 9 picks pretty quickly. Let's do fantasy first, actually. We'll do fantasy football first. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see here, top dogs, my team. Whoop whoop. We're 4-5. I'm 4-5 at the moment. Last week I got the win against Stupid Depression, 126-87. And right now I'm getting blown out, 55-17.6 right now. But we'll see how that ends after this week. So I'm 4-5. I needed to win last week because I was on a 4-game losing streak, and now I got to win back on my I got to win back in the win column. So that, good to see that. So this is my lineup for this week. I got Jaden Daniels at starting quarterback. I got Saquon, obviously. Tyron Tracy right now is playing, so I have him there. He already has given me how many fucking points has he already given me? He's already given me 17.6 points so far. The game is obviously currently going right now, so maybe I can get a couple more. Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp are my wide receivers that I still got. I got a new tight end. I got Kate Auden, so hopefully he'll give me some shit there. Xavier Worthy is now on my lineup. He's on my flex pick. And also, obviously, I still have the Chiefs defense and Harrison Buckner as my kicker. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's on my bench. I could honestly replace him for Cooper Kupp, but I would like to have a player for tomorrow for the Monday Night Football game, so I'll keep in Cooper Kupp. Debo is kind of questionable. Jordan Love, he's on a bye week, obviously. Nick Chubb as well. Raheem Mostert, I can add him in, but Raheem Mostert hasn't been that productive this year in fantasy, so I think I'm fine with my lineup right now. I don't think I'm going to make any changes because I already made some changes here. So I obviously I don't have Brock Bowers anymore at tight end. I have Kate Auden, so I dropped him. I was going to pick up Christian McCaffrey because he's back. He's going to be playing his first game of the season today, later on today. But my friend Brian, or Cutter Squad, he picked him up before I even had the chance to claim him. So fuck you, Brian. Unfortunately, you had to take him from me. Unfortunately, who drafted him? I forgot who drafted him. I think it was George, because he got the first pick since he was the worst team last year. I think he picked him up, but obviously he had to drop him because he got hurt. But somebody else picked him up, and now we'll see how it goes. So as you can see, this is the league standings right now. We got Abel's astounding team at 7-2. We got I Chase Young Kids at 6-3 at number 2. We got Cutter Squad, You Need to First Down, Gang Gang all tied at 5-4 record. And then I'm at number 6 right now at 4-5. Stupid Depression and Selección 305 at 2-7. So right now I have a 29% chance of making the fantasy football playoffs. I need to get wins against Cutter Squad, Gang Gang. I need to win this week against Gang Gang because he's just one spot ahead of me. But right now it's looking a little rough. So far I've put up 991 points, and I've allowed 976 points. So not amazing stuff. But I have made some more moves. Obviously, I'm up to 5 moves right now. Stupid Depression still hasn't made a single move this entire. He has done nothing. He has not made a single move this entire. Bro just doesn't want to win, I guess. George has 2 moves. Abel has 2, and he's winning. So he's only made 2 moves. Wow, Cutter Squad has made 10 fucking moves, and he's in 3rd place. But at least he's constantly switching up his team, and he's being able to like get improvements. So I mean, can't blame him there. So yeah, right now I'm out the playoff race. But things need to change. Can you open the door, Gabriel? Just to Gabriel, get over the door. Thank you. So yeah, right now I'm in the consolation ladder. So I gotta get some good wins. I gotta get some good wins here. I'm in fantasy. So we just gotta see. Leave the door open. Leave the door open. I'm gonna leave the door open. Yes, thank you. So yeah, that's that. I need a win against Gang Gang this week, but unfortunately, I'm a little concerned because Jamar Chase put up 55 points in fantasy this week. Why does that matter? Because Gang Gang has Jamar Chase, and he already has 55 points. That's the only man who has scored points so far for Gang Gang, and I'm already down big. So I need to have so Jaden Daniels, you need to go off. Saquon Barkley, you need to have like 4 rushing touchdowns at this point. I mean, my goodness, I need you to have an incredible day. Devontae, Cooper Kupp, everybody on my starting lineup, please get me something. Please. I need to stay alive. I'm projected to lose by a lot, but it's happened before. I've been able to come back. So we'll see how the outcome goes. So yes, it's gonna be interesting. Then you need to first down going up against Selección 305. I Chase Young Kids versus Abel's astounding team. Oh, the number 1 versus the number 2 is this week. Interesting. And then we got Stupid Depression versus Cutter Squad. So we'll see how the rest of Week 10 fantasy ends up going. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen, for fantasy football. So now let's get into Week 9. I'm going to try to do this a little bit quick, just so we can kind of get this going real quick. All right. Week 9. Let's make my picks. The Jets, I already talked about that Jets-Texans game. Yeah, Jets, they won that game. The Bills, they beat the Dolphins 30-27. The Dolphin season is over. I don't need to talk much about the Dolphins. I don't really care too much about talking about them. They lost. The offense didn't look terrible. Tua's back, but we still can't beat the Bills. We still can't beat them in Buffalo. But it was closer than I thought. So it took a game-winning field goal for the Bills to win. So whatever. Shout out to us to make it at least close. Then we got the Eagles beating the Jaguars. Again, first half, we absolutely dominated. But then the second half, we kind of let the Jaguars get a little closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And then we're like, oh, wait, are they going to take the lead? No. Okay, never mind. Nakobe Dean sealed the game-winning interception, and then eventually we won the game. But things got pretty interesting at the end there. Saquon Barkley, you're a dog. Saquon Barkley, you're a fucking dog. Did y'all see that backward hurdle? I mean, this man jumped over a defender midair, obviously, backwards, not seeing him moving behind him. And you got kids doing it. I already saw a video of this high school kid a couple of days ago doing it on a Friday game, and he absolutely looked like an idiot doing it because you convince these kids to do it. Saquon Barkley, you have inspired too many people to be doing shit like this, and they know they can't do it. Saquon doesn't even have a good reason why he even did this. He just says it just naturally came out of him. And I guess. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. One of the most insane plays I've seen in my life. I don't know how you can fucking just do that. But anywho, 27 carries, 159 yards, a touchdown. Saquon Barkley continues to carry my fantasy team, as always. So we'll see. Big win for the Eagles. The Cowboys suck balls. Kirk Cousins throw for 3 touchdown passes. Dak Prescott got hurt, so he's going to be out for the remainder of the year, unfortunately. Cowboys fans, your season, it sucks, and it's only going to get worse because Dak is out for the remainder of the year. So I'm sorry, but that's I think we should really make some huge changes in the offseason. I think you're going to need a new general manager. I think Jerry Jones needs to step out as the general manager for the Cowboys. That's it. He should just retire, live the rest of your life. How old are you, Jerry? How old are you? Are you like 85 or something? How old are you? Let me see. You're 82 years old. You are 82 years old, Jerry. Go live the rest of your life. I don't know how much time you got left on planet Earth, but just, why do you have to stress yourself out over this Dallas Cowboys team that you haven't had any real success since the 1990s? Because you claim this team is going to win it every single year. You got the fans always excited to win every year, and it's always a disappointment. Now, am I a part of that? Absolutely not. Fuck the Cowboys forever, obviously. But man, these fucking fans, they have nothing else to do but have hope, and they always have hope. And then Jerry Jones and him, talking and talking and talking just always puts this situation even more. If you would just shut the hell up and just embrace that the season is done and embrace that you need to make some changes, it just doesn't make sense to me. When you lose, you want to put the blame on other people. You never want to take accountability. But when you win a game, oh, it's Super Bowl. No one can beat us. Blah 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 blah. And then you lose. Man, but it was just because the defense was just a little disappointing. And then some reporter asks you, "Oh, but it hasn't been great." And then you start barking at them and complaining. And you're like, "I'm going to fire you or something." For getting asked a question on how you guys are not playing at the standard that you guys. Anywho, bro is old. Retire. Improve your mental health, because being the owner for the Dallas Cowboys for so long, you have all the money in the world, Jerry. You have all the money in the world. So that part of your life is set for the rest of your life and for fucking forever. For your kids is set for life. But for whatever time you got left on planet Earth, I don't know how much you're going to have to endure, because you're not going to see much out of it. You're going to have to make some changes. This Cowboys team is going literally nowhere. Excuse me. The Raiders, they destroy the Bengals. They destroy the Raiders 41-24. Offensively, the Bengals look amazing, but it's just the defense just suck. But it was the Raiders. They got a big win there. The Chargers, Justin Herbert threw for 2 touchdown passes, looked great against the Browns. The Browns offense is dog shit. Jameis Winston had a good game against the Ravens, and then he was blind as a bat, throwing 3 unbelievably dog shit interceptions, and he looked terrible. So the Browns, their season is done, but the defense, at least, is a strong suit, I guess. The Titans beat the Patriots. This was ass versus garbage. This was trash versus garbage. That's what this game was. Trash versus garbage, and garbage won. The Tennessee Titans, they beat the Patriots 20-17 in overtime. Next, the Commanders, they beat the Giants 27-22. Jaden Daniels, phenomenal stuff. Jaden Daniels is offensive rookie of the year so far. Absolutely. He's been killing it. And the Giants suck. The Panthers, they won a game. Oh my God, they won. They beat the Saints And now the Saints and the Panthers both have the same record. They're 2-7. The Panthers actually got a win. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Chuba Hubbard had 2 rushing touchdowns. Amazing stuff. And Bryce Young didn't look terrible. Bryce Young did not look terrible. That's literally an incompletion. Why are they reviewing this? Are they reviewing this? This is literally an incompletion. Are they reviewing it thinking that he caught that ball? There's no way that they thought that he caught that ball. I thought they were reviewing it for a second. They were showing the replay like 5 times. He didn't even drop the ball. It didn't even get to his hands. Relax. Jesus. Okay. The Ravens, they blow out the Broncos 41-10. Damn, I thought the Broncos were going to put up a stronger fight than that, but Jesus, that was not the case. The Cardinals absolutely destroyed the Bears. Offensively, the Bears looked terrible. It was a mess, but the Cardinals look quite impressive. Can't even lie to you. The Lions, they beat the Packers 24-14, a big win for the Lions. I mean, the Packers, they just looked, they kind of looked all disorganized. They just looked pretty rough. They looked pretty rough yesterday. Not yesterday, last week against the Lions. It was pretty inconsistent game. It was a pretty inconsistent game. Not much going on there. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what goes on for the Packers. But the Lions got a big win there. The Rams, they beat the Seahawks 26-20 in overtime. Matthew Stafford is one clutch motherfucker because this man, he will pull through. Shout out to Jackson Smith and Jigba. He had a phenomenal game. 7 receptions, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. But it wasn't enough to beat the Rams in overtime. The Vikings, they beat the Colts on Sunday Night Football 21-13, excuse me. Sam Darnold threw for 3 passing touchdowns. He had a good game. The run game was pretty good. Aaron Jones, 21 carries, 64 yards. So good stuff that we had for the Vikings. Good production, but the Colts offensively just looked pretty rough. Just didn't look amazing. And now, oh wow, we got 20 seconds left, y'all. Hold on. Things are getting interesting here, guys, for this Giants Panthers game. There's 17 seconds left on the clock. The Giants are gonna call a timeout. They're probably gonna tie this game with the field goal, and they might go to overtime. We might get an overtime game in this Germany game, in this Giants Panthers game. We'll see. But back to the Monday Night Football game. The Chiefs, they beat the Buccaneers 30-24. Mahomes threw for 3 passing touchdowns. Kareem Hunt as well, continuously playing great. 27 carries, 106 yards, and a touchdown as well. DeAndre Hopkins had 2 receiving touchdowns in this game, and people were saying he was washed. No. That's not going to be the case here. I'm sorry here. Just looked good. Just looked pretty fucking good. And the Chiefs, I mean, they're undefeated. No one can touch them. Nobody can beat them right now. They're looking phenomenal. Who could beat this fucking team? Nobody. They're undefeated. Who's touching them? This team is going to be hard to beat. That defense is phenomenal. It's going to be hard to beat, so we're going to see what happens here. Thursday Night Football. Let's talk about that Thursday Night Football game that we had a couple days ago. Bengals versus Ravens. The Bengals, they lose in a close game against the Ravens once again, 35-34. Man, Joe Burrow threw for 428 yards and 4 touchdowns, and they still couldn't win. Jamar Chase had an amazing game. He had 11 receptions. He had 264 yards, 3 touchdowns. And they still couldn't win the game. And they were up 21-7 in the third quarter. They were up 21-7 in the third quarter at one point, and then the Ravens in that fourth quarter lit it up. Derrick Henry, 16 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown. Who also, on one random ass play, on a random 7-8 yard play, his bare ass was shown on live television. Yes, I am not making that up. His bare ass cheeks were exposed on live television, Gabriel, for about 3 seconds. And I thought, well, that's insane. I saw a bare man's ass on live TV, and they kind of zoomed it in. The camera, they were a little weird about it. They were zooming in and shit. I'm like, okay, this is pretty uncomfortable to watch. But anywho, Derrick Henry, it's okay. It's all right because he's an absolute dog. He's an absolute dog. So no doubt for that. And they got the win. The Ravens looking great. They're 7-3. The Bengals, your season is like it's just on thin ice. The playoffs, you guys are just like, talking about the playoffs right now for the Bengals seems very like far out of it. But we are in mid-season. It's still very possible. I'm not counting out the Bengals, but they need to have a hot stretch because if they don't, their postseason uh stretch it could be done by this week, by next week. Like they gotta get a big streak going starting next week because if not, their season is done. Their season is done. All right, so let's make my week 10 predictions. All right, let's go, Gabriel. Come on, I'm gonna give you the picks, week 10 picks. So I'll just give you the matchups and then I'll give you the games. I'm not gonna too much in depth on it. So wait, hold on. There is a field goal. They're called timeout. All right. So as you can see, I picked the Ravens to beat the Bengals. So of course I'm 1-0 so far in week 10. Wait, what did I do? How did I get in week 9? Week 9, last week I went 11-4. So last week I didn't do too bad. I went 11-4 last week. So now week 10, we're starting off 1-0. So as you can see here, I picked the Giants over the Panthers right now. The game is still going on. There's 10 seconds left. The Giants, they're a field goal away from tying the game, and this could probably send it to overtime. So we'll just see what happens here. What is the attempt? A 42-yard attempt. We'll just see how it goes. And the kick is up, and it is good. This game is tied, ladies and gentlemen. This game is tied 17-17. We are going to overtime unless the Panthers somehow pull a Commanders and they win this game by a goddamn Hail Mary. I do not think that's going to happen, but it's a 17-17 ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Live. Damn, but this shit better hurry up because in 20 minutes, we got Red Zone. We got Red Zone to watch in 20 minutes. I'll probably put that on the computer or something. But anywho, give me the Giants now that they tied the game. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in overtime. But I still got the Giants winning this game. You picked the Panthers, right? Yeah. Okay. Now the rest of the games for today. We got the Patriots going up against the Chicago Bears. I'm going to pick for the Bears. The Patriots, they're not good. And the Bears, they need to win like this. Get an easy win out of their schedule because their schedule is going to get tougher. They're going to play again a bunch of games coming out of their division. They still haven't played a divisional game yet. They haven't played against the Vikings or the Lions or the Packers yet. So there's going to be very challenging games for the Bears. So they need to get these easy ones out the way. Who do you got, Patriots or Bears?
Give me the Bears.
All right. So we both picking the Bears over the Patriots. Bills versus the Colts. The Colts offensively. Yeah. With AR, with Joe Flacco, not really much getting it done. Defensively, also not looking phenomenal. The Bills looking like one of the better teams in the AFC, looking like one of the better teams in the NFL. So give me the Bills. Bills or Colts? All right. We both picking on the Bills. Next, we got the Broncos going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs here. Sorry, I don't think the Broncos will do much here. What do we got? Chiefs or Broncos?
Broncos.
Well, he's a fucking Chiefs hater, so that's why. Don't worry. I think the Chiefs are gonna lose a game at one point, but it just ain't happening yet. It ain't happening yet. I don't think it's gonna happen this week. You're just gonna have to wait to see. But I don't think the Broncos are gonna be the team to beat them. Maybe not this game. Maybe when they go in Denver, maybe they can beat Kansas City. But this game is going to be an Arrowhead. Give me the Chiefs all day. Falcons versus Saints. Now, this one is going to be interesting because the Saints have sucked. They have went on a 7-game losing streak after winning 2 straight games to start the year. And they were looking amazing. They're going up against the Falcons in New Orleans. And for some reason, I'm picking the Saints here. They do not look good. Derek Carr he was hurt, missed a bunch of games, and now he's back. Chris Olave, back and forth with the injuries, but I think maybe they are able to take down the Falcons. Maybe because the offense will finally click today. Maybe the offense will finally click today, and the Saints could finally end this losing streak, and they're going to beat the Atlanta Falcons. What do you got, Falcons, Saints? Saints? You think they're going to upset too? I mean, I'm picking the Saints. The Falcons, I mean, they're the better team for sure, but that's not always going to be the case. 49ers versus the Buccaneers. Give me the 49ers. McCaffrey is back. The Niners, they just came out of their bye week, so now the Niners looking like they could probably be the same old 49ers, looking phenomenal, playing their best football now that almost everybody is back. Almost everybody is now getting healthy again. McCaffrey's coming back, and obviously Chris Godwin and Mike Evans for the Buccaneers, they're still going to be out for the rest of the year. Mike Evans is coming up maybe in a couple weeks, but Chris Godwin is out for the remainder of the year. So the Niners, I got them winning against the Bucks. What do you got? Niners or Bucks? Niners or Bucks? Niners. What the hell happened, bro? Why are you making that fucking face?
The light fruit. Do you understand how good that is?
No, I do not. Anyway, Steelers Commanders. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be a big test for the Commanders, big test for both teams, but specifically really the Commanders because, the Commanders have looked phenomenal. The offense looks amazing. Jane Daniels have really been doing this thing, but the defense has just been, While the Steelers have had a good balance of both. Now, really has been the defense to do majority of the work, but the offense with Russell Wilson hasn't looked too bad. So, gotta give respect to the Steelers then. I think I might have them. I'm picking them over the Commanders. It's going to be a close game. Gene Daniels, I think, is going to have a good fought game. Hopefully he has a great game, but I think it will be enough for that defense to really take them. So, Steelers or Commanders, what do you got? Commanders, okay. Next, we got the Vikings versus the Jaguars. Give me the Vikings. I don't think the Jaguars are really going to do much here. A bunch of injuries. Trevor Lawrence, is he going to – I think he's still the starter. He's not like he's hurt or anything, but they just might bench him. I don't know. I feel like they could be benching Trevor Lawrence at some point. I really don't know what they're really going to do with him, but give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings. Who do you got? Vikings, Jaguars.
Give me Vikings.
All right. Next, we got the Titans versus the Chargers. No need to fucking do much explanation here. Give me the Chargers over the Titans. Who do you got?
Who?
Titans, Chargers.
The Chargers.
All right. And I went back. Next we got the Eagles versus the Cowboys. Again, don't need to say much. Going with the Eagles. Next we got the Jets versus the Cardinals. This should be interesting. I said a couple weeks ago that the Jets season is over, but if they win against the Cardinals, then I might have to take my words back a bit. I'm picking the Jets, but I don't really know why. I just feel like maybe after that game against the Texans,
Jets.
maybe they could finally figure something out and they can click and maybe they'll have a great second half of the year where they go on a run, because they should. This team, there's not people like this team is good. They have the talent and they're healthy. So why are they not playing great? I just don't understand. So things need to change here. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know. I'm hoping that the Jets could figure something out because they were able to show against the Texans. They're inconsistent, but if they can put up against the Cardinals team that's been on a little bit of a run right now, shout out to them. Did the fucking Giants fumble the football and the Panthers recover the damn ball? Oh my God, bro. It's like the Giants want to lose this game. They want to lose this game, bro. 11 seconds into overtime, they fumbled the ball. Was that the running back? Was that Singletary? Oh no, that was that Tracy? Oh no, man, no, not Trey. Oh damn it, 94 punted out of his hand, or punched it out of his hand. Oh. Well, the Panthers have the ball. Well,
yay!
Great, phenomenal. Whoever, if they score now, then they win. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a touchdown. Bro, they're at the 23. Bro, just go for the field goal. Why are they just go for the field goal? That's it. All you need is a first down. All you need is a score. All you need is a score. You don't need a touchdown. Just go for the goddamn point. The field goal. Just go for the field goal. Why are they Why are they wasting their time here? Just go for the field goal. You don't need a fucking touchdown. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness. And obviously they're showing Tyron Tracy on the sideline. Yeah, he's pissed. I know. I bet he is. Give me the Jets over the Cardinals. Sunday Night Football, Lions versus Texans. The Lions, they're the best team of football right now. Right now, I don't see anybody beating this Lions team. This Lions team looks amazing. This Lions team look phenomenal. The Texans, they're a good team, but they've had their ups and downs. Can't even lie. And that game against the Jets was ugly. Give me the Lions. What do you got? Lions, Texans.
Lions what?
Lions, Texans.
Lions.
All right. And then we got Monday Night Football on Veterans Day weekend. We got the Miami. Yes, tomorrow. Monday Night Football. Miami Dolphins. Is this your podcast? Do you want to run this shit? Exactly. This motherfucker. The Miami Dolphins. This motherfucker. This Miami Dolphins team. Dog shit that they already are. But they're going up against the LA Rams. I don't know. I'm just picking the Dolphins. I don't know. The Rams are the better team, but I'll just pick the Dolphins. Why not? Veterans Day. I don't know. Maybe Tua and Tyreek will have a good game. Go off. I've seen Tyreek go off against the Rams before. Actually, no, it was the Chargers last year. It wasn't the Rams. Whatever. SoFi Stadium. Maybe Tyreek Hill has an amazing game. I don't know. Just give me the Dolphins. Whatever. And if we lose, oh well. We're not going anywhere this year, so might as well just take it. So I got the Giants, the Bears, the Bills, the Chiefs. Oh wait, who do you have winning? The Dolphins or Rams?
Dolphins.
Okay.
That was obvious.
I have the Saints. Well, I mean, I've been picking against them too. So 49ers, Steelers, Vikings, Chargers, Eagles, Jets, Lions, Dolphins. All right. Well, those are my week 10 predictions, and those were my brother's week 10 predictions. Now, let's just see the final conclusion. This is a 36-yard attempt for the Panthers, 17-7 in overtime. If they make it, they win the ball game. The kick is up, and it is drilled straight in. The Panthers, they win their second straight game of the year. The Panthers are less ass than the Giants, meaning that the Giants are even more dog shit. The Panthers, they've won back-to-back games. Eddie Pinheiro with the game-winning field goal. What the hell, Prince? What the hell? Yep, and there it is. There's my first loss this week. I'm 1-1. I'm 89-50, ranked 148,980, whatever. 87.3 winning percentage at 890 points. I should get 1,000. Or excuse me, I should get 1,000 points. Meaning I should have, hopefully this week, I just need 11 picks right so I can get 100 correct picks, and then I'll have 1,000 points on the season. We'll see. But anyways, that is it, y'all. All right, well, that's a wrap up for this week in sports talk. I'll be back next Sunday. I got to do my music episode at some point. Maybe tomorrow I'll do my music episode. But I keep on pushing that goddamn episode for too long now. And I know I'm going to have to split it into 2 different episodes. But that is that, y'all. I'll see you guys in a bit. Take care and peace out.